Mars has always been your home. You have heard of the stories about Earth from your great-grandparents. It has taken centuries for Mars to become like Earth, but somehow the rose in front of you smells just as sweet as the ones your great-grandparents told you about when you were just a child. The life of your great-grandchildren was made possible by Mars One. Welcome, Mars One. My name is Olivia Trujillo, and I am here to help provide you a one-of-a-kind idea regarding the colonization of Mars that can make life on Mars for your great-grandchildren possible. You have heard of turning urine into water from NASA and water into oxygen from Mars One, but have you heard of turning urine into oxygen? This will be Mars One's unique version of the similar previously made machines.
The air we breathe on Earth is composed of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% of other gases,
while Mars's atmosphere consists of 95% carbon dioxide, 2.7% nitrogen, 1.6% argon, and 0.13% oxygen. While Mars has enough nitrogen for people to survive, it lacks the amount of oxygen we need in order to
With
prevent
daytime
suffocation.
temperatures in the Martian tropical zone averaging around 0 degrees centigrade, and with an atmosphere only 1% as thick as Earth's, exposure to these elements by a human without a spacesuit would be instantly fatal.
This proves that while on Mars, colonizers need constant oxygen delivered to them in a way that does not deplete them of other valuable resources, such as water.
Mars One and NASA have both developed a way to produce drinking water from urine and water into oxygen by using a process called electrolysis.
If we connect an electrolyzer filled with distilled water to a source of direct current, we can observe a slow evolution of gases.
Mars One's goal is to skip that step and go straight from urine to oxygen. Ways that space companies have provided oxygen to astronauts in the past is through liquid oxygen, and also an alternate would have been perchlorate candles that produce oxygen. Now, most space stations, like NASA, are planning to use a toilet-to-tap method, where urine undergoes 6 processes to be converted into safe, drinkable
NASA
water.
has embarked on developing water recycling systems that allow us to recycle all wastewater that's produced on board a spacecraft. That includes condensate water, urine, and hygiene water, and recycle that back to drinking water for astronauts.
The water can then be separated through electrolysis into hydrogen and oxygen, creating breathable oxygen. NASA's machine that performs all of these processes is called the Environmental Control and Life Support System. Following is a picture of the urine processor, and this image is of the space station water processor test area. During the colonization of Mars, Mars One plans to extract water from the soil and turn that into oxygen using the same technique as mentioned earlier, electrolysis. But why waste that valuable water on oxygen? A short-term solution would be to turn urine into oxygen. Urine is considered a waste product, and if we can utilize that into one of our most important life-sustaining elements, then life on Mars would be a lot more tolerable and safe. Looking at the chemical composition of urine, we can see that it is made of 150 different groups of chemicals. Many of these chemicals are carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and inorganic compounds. Urine also consists of 95% water, 2.5% urea, and 2.5% of a mixture of other minerals, salts, hormones, and enzymes. If a lot of these chemical compounds were broken down or filtered out through various methods, ideally, breathable oxygen would be the result. The process of turning urine into drinkable water is through a vapor compression system, vacuum distillation system, reverse osmosis, and treating the water with various chemicals to purify it for safe consumption. If these methods of passive transport could be manipulated to go directly from urine to oxygen, then ideally it would conserve energy and the amount of drinking water for colonizers on Mars. Mars One currently has a lander that is acting as the colonizer's life support unit. The life support unit helps create energy with the use of solar panels, condenses and evaporates water from soil, and extracts argon and nitrogen from Mars's atmosphere and puts it into the living areas of the colonizers.
Crops in the iron-rich but potassium-poor soil. and they will produce oxygen and energy from the water and atmosphere.
Mars 1 could very well create a similar life support unit lander that includes a toilet-to-air method. Another reason to invest in this idea and make the appropriate changes to a life support unit lander would be because it provides a great solution for the lack of oxygen in Mars's atmosphere, at least until the change of the atmosphere through the use of greenhouse gases and
One idea
terraforming is
to
possible.
build small, automated factories that produce super greenhouse gases with no ozone-depleting side effects. Although these gases would be unwelcome on Earth, for the Martians they would be an efficient way to trap heat.
Until then, let us utilize our available resources and let urine become the air we breathe. This is Mars One, bringing you the best technology for the colonization of Mars. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.